Hello, this is your 10.1 tutorial. To begin, let's start with the A. Start a new drawing. Make sure you load your template file. Mine are saved in my documents in my McFatter template folder. For this drawing, we'll be using the McFatter ACAD ISO. Once this is loaded, I'm going to turn off the grid just for ease of video. You can use the grid if you want. Next, I'm going to insert the image of the assignment. You do not have to do this. All right, so now we can look at the image. We can see that it's a metric drawing. All right, and it even comes with a little layout to show us an example of the layout that we'll be making. And our actual part in ISO of it. So once you have your drawing, you're all set up, ready to go. The best thing to do is to start with the save. I'm going to cancel this real quick. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to make sure I go to save. If I hit save, it automatically brings up save as. I could have just clicked save as, but I just wanted to show that save as will come up as a save when you're doing a new file. Now I'm going to create a new folder. New folder. I call it 10. And then our drawing, we're going to give our drawing a name. This is going to be 10.1. And then save it. Make sure that when you save your work, you save it in a way that makes it easiest for you to follow. You want to be able to keep all your work in one location. Per chapter be recommended so that things are easier to find. Now that I've saved it, we can see that the tab now shows that it's our 10.1. All right, we're ready to start this drawing. So on this one, our front view is here, and we're doing a left side view. And then we have our top view above our front view. I'm going to start with the left-hand view. The total height is 6'5". Make sure ortho is on. I'm currently in object layer. Since I'm drawing the actual object right now, I could actually get away with that for now. Usually it's recommended to be on a different layer and then convert your items or draw as you see fit. The bottom base is 120. We got a 15 thick, right? 15. I could go ahead and math that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to draw it straight across. And I'm going to bring a line from here, 15. And then I'm going to drag it straight across. I could math it, but I'm just going to go past it. Because I know where they intersect. I'm going to select both of those lines, and I'm going to use the trim command. Now I can cut away the axis. And I don't have to do the math to figure out what the distance is from here to there, and what the distance is from here to there. I do have a line here at 45. So I'm going to select this and copy it. Up, 45, enter. Right click, enter. I can trim that now. Select this as my cutting plane and cut that away. This may be a little deceiving to some that we're looking at the right-hand side and drawing the left-hand side. The reason why we want to use the left-hand side over the right-hand side is to eliminate a hidden line that's here. So we'll be able to see this side with our solid lines, which will lead to better dimensioning and stuff like that. So the depth of this cut is 60. So I'll copy from this front here and bring it back. 60, enter. Right click, enter. All right, and that completes this left side view. Just do some quick dimensions just to check it. I'm going to delete these dimensions afterwards. 120. And 65. We're good for that. All right. I'm going to change my layer to layer 0 to project my lines. Bring them across. Bring some lines across. And I'm going to want to start about here-ish. There's no particular spot you have to maintain a distance of here. Just whatever looks good for the size of the drawing. From this base point now, the thickness from left to right is 120. So I'll copy. 120. I'm going to project some line work from this cut here. So I know there's going to be a cut along here somewhere. And then I need the distance from here to here is 60. So I'll copy that. And I'll project line work from here coming across. So now I know I need this to be cut. Is there anything on the top of the 60? Nope, there's an 80 and a 40. So that line stops at this line here. So let's use the cutting command and cut that. So this is the bottom cut, which is here in the 60. I'll go ahead and trim some more. Select the base and cutting off all the excess here. And I'll repeat the trim and cut off the excess on the top. Now I believe I have a 80 and a 40. So we'll copy those. From here, we're going to do our 40 first. 40, enter. Then I'm going to continue the line a little bit further and go to 80, enter. Right click, enter. And that's the top piece. The two sides are cut away. So I'm not going to remove those. Trim. Selecting this baseline here. Selecting these two lines here. I'll cut the bottoms off first to get rid of those. I'll select the middle from here. And then I will select this side and this side here. Let's trim that. Select this line. Let's cut this. And then I can now get rid of all my projection lines. I don't need them anymore. And now I can select all this and make this all object. And there's the front view. Now I need is my top view. So I'll project some lines up. Keep me from having to drag my line all the way across. I'm going to select this and use the copy command. And copy any reference points that I may need. All right. Now I'm going to draw a line going across. You know what? Let me delete that. Normally how we take our top view, rotate to make our left, or excuse me, our right. We're going to take our left view and rotate it up so we can make our top view. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to copy and bring this up to here. I'm going to select this and I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to use this point right here and bring my mouse straight down. I'm going from 0, negative 90 degrees. All I have to do is select while I'm pointing down. So now I have this view rotated. I can now project all my information. Select this and copy. Putting all these little reference points. And now here I have all my line work projected across. So I can start trimming. I'll use these two lines as cutting planes to remove all this excess on the top. Then I'm going to repeat trim, selecting this line here to remove this side and this side of the very top little square that's there. Enter. Right click, repeat trim. Then I'm going to select these two projected lines. I'm going to make them cut themselves. And then this is going to cut away this square right here. So now that cut is removed. You can see from the side view here. The ISO. All right. Right click, enter. Then I'll just select these sides. Right click, repeat trim, and I'll cut away any excess. Projection lines I do not need. Simple, straightforward. Select that. I'll change the object. And then I can now delete this view. And now there's the drawing pretty much all finished. Now all I need to do is dimension it. Let's go ahead and check which sheet we're going to put it on. First start with 8.5 by 11. Good, already see this is not going to fit at 1:1. We could bring it to 2:1, or excuse me, 1:2. So this would be half scale as our first option. Or we go to landscape, 11 by 17. Set that in there. Change this to 1:1. And at 1:1, this still doesn't quite fit. So I believe our best options, we're going to have to go on half scale on both of these to make it fit. I think our 8.5 by 11, or excuse me, our 8.5 by 11 would be the best sheet to use. So our scale is going to be 1:2, which is a half scale value. Let's go ahead and we'll do our dimensions inside this viewport. Since we're already nicely laid out and we're at the correct scale you want to use, we're centered. Let's go ahead and set our lock to lock the viewport so we can't accidentally zoom in and zoom out and change the scale. Notice that I'm still inside the viewport by this darkened line, but as I zoom in and zoom out, I am only affecting my layout. I am not affecting my scale. Let me change my layer to Ano, and I can start putting my dimensions in. They're recommending the cut at the top view. Then a good majority of the dimensions here on the front view. And on the side view, the thickness, and the overall depth on this view. So let's go ahead and look that out. So first dimension from here to there. So we should probably set up our dimension style a little bit. This is already giving us decimal places. We don't want that. Anywhere on our drawing, I don't think we use any decimals at all. So let's go ahead and fix that. So dim, D-I-M, style. We'll modify. And where it says primary units tab in precision, we'll change that to 0. So there's no decimal points after. Hit OK and close. I'm noticing that this area here and this drawing here is a little tight. So I'm going to select this drawing here. I'm going to move it a little bit higher. I may also want to take these two along the bottom and move them down a little bit. I'm also noticing that this grid is looking really bad on this view. So I'm going to turn the grid off so it's not in my way. All right, I'll continuing my dimensions. Dimensioning from here to here. Placing that dimension accordingly. Let's get our overall. Move that 40 down a little bit. Notice when I'm adjusting it, I grab the middle point right here. You also want to be careful about snapping the different things. It can change the way that it looks. Gonna undo that. Click away from the text. Let's hit escape. Select this. If I move the text from left to right, it could change the alignment of the text. I may not want to do that. For this case, I could also grab the arrows here and using my nearest snap to any point along that line. Hit escape. I was trying to adjust my text. Something I want to do. All right, so I got those dimensions in place already. Let's check our drawing. Anything here? Okay, there's our steps. There's our dimension there. And then the height, so the overall and the one depth here. There, 2 here. And from here to there. And on this view, they do dimension from here to there. And dimension from here to there. Let's take a look at the model. And then the overall going this way. This is what they give you as dimensions. Ask ourselves, can we build it? Do we know our width? Do we know our depth? And do we know our height? Yes. Do we know where all the cuts are? Yes. So this drawing is good to go. Once you've completed this, make sure you go ahead and put your sheet 1 of 1, the project, the scale. Make sure you put in that it's 1 to 2. Drawn by, put your name in. The date of completion. Once that's done, just go to save. Close that. I don't know why it popped up. Save. Now that the drawing is saved, go back to the A again. And go to print. Continue single sheet. If you use the correct template, you'll be seeing drawing PDF right here. Monochrome. Go ahead and preview. Looking good. Go ahead and exit this. And then click the OK button. Once you click the OK button, it'll then prompt you to save the drawing as a PDF. Make sure you save your work in a valid location with all your other PDFs that you're going to submit per Mr. Regas' instructions. This has been your 10.1 tutorial, and I'll see you in the classroom. Bye-bye.